This PetX Talk is brought to you by Pet World Media Group, your partner in all things pet media. Additional funding and considerations provided by Natura Pets, Found Animals, and Dogwise Publishing. Are you ready to be empowered? Then join us for this PetX Talk.
Hi, I'm Dr. Edmund Sulkowski, and I have a Doctor of Dental Medicine degree from Case Western Reserve School of Dentistry. And I'm a human doctor. For years, my patients were humans. But of course, I had animals of my own, dogs that I've rescued, and they've all come to me with terrible oral conditions. So I was, of course, taking my knowledge and applying it to the animals and bringing them out of their oral disease. And then I started having calls from local veterinarians who would ask me to come in and do extractions and do cleanings and so forth for the animals. And I saw the importance of oral health care with animals because we worry about a pretty smile and white teeth. And our dogs and cats aren't really concerned about that. What they're looking for is no pain, the ability to chew food, and the ability to drink even water, because it becomes very difficult without teeth to even do that. And so over the years, with my involvement with animals, it kind of led to me hosting a local cable TV show in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania called Let's Talk Healthy Pets. And I did that for about 10 years, and that's migrated to a new show called Healthy Pet and Healthy Owners. And the reason the name was changed and the format was changed because the animals and humans aren't that different. We have the same wants, the same needs, the same requirements for our health. And without the oral health care, your overall wellness and overall systemic health is in jeopardy. And why do I say that? Because your gums and your teeth can hold bacteria that actually gets absorbed immediately into the bloodstream. And those bacteria can migrate to your heart, to your brain, to your kidneys, to your liver. And this causes systemic disease that could lead to a lot of suffering, a lot of pain, and a lot of illness, and even death to the little animals that we bring into our lives to take home and love. And they count on us for everything. We are their life, and their universe revolves around us. So if you look at the oral health care, it's important to have the teeth cleaned professionally. And I would say it's probably, depending on the diet, good to have that done at least a year. And you don't want to you want to avoid the buildup of plaque and calculus on the teeth. Plaque is kind of a soft material that hardens in about 10 days and becomes this hard calculus plaque that needs to be scraped off. And you cannot do it with your fingernail, and I certainly don't advise anybody taking a sharp instrument at home and starting to do that. So that needs to be done professionally. But there are some drawbacks to having that done. Most veterinarians anesthetize, use general anesthesia on your dog and your cat, and there's a risk for even death from that. So we want to avoid that. And the best way to avoid it is hitting this disease process from the start. We don't want to take toothpaste that we use as humans because there's so many toxic chemicals in our toothpaste, including fluoride. And I know a lot of people talk about the benefits of fluoride. I consider it one of the most potent toxins that we take into our bodies. And I don't use it on myself, and I don't use it on my animals. So I take, there's also in human toothpaste a lot of other chemicals that are very toxic. The dogs and cats have very small livers and kidneys, and they can't process the chemicals that they absorb. So I take a natural approach to my animals, and I look at what you can use that you can either purchase from a knowing pet store or from a human health food store and apply those on a daily basis to your animal's mouth. And a lot of these things that I've used, and there are some products now that actually have combined these, and they're sold in veterinarian stores and sold online, and they would have these types of ingredients in there. Olive leaf extract, and I know you've heard olives are toxic. Olives are toxic. We don't know why, but the olive leaf extract is not toxic, but it is toxic to bacteria, and it prevents the growth of that bacteria onto the teeth and into the gums and below the gums. Another good product that I like to use is grape seed extract, and it's the same thing. It's very antibacterial and prevents that growth. Another one is bee propolis, and there are several out there. The point of my conversation is you want to take a natural product that has the inherent ability to kill the bacteria before it develops on the gums and the teeth of your pet. So if you look like, do I brush my teeth? Yeah, it's not a bad idea to go ahead and brush your dog's teeth and your cat's teeth. I know mine, when they see me come with a toothbrush, they run. And there is some evidence that when you do brush your teeth, you help embed that bacteria into the gums, and which gets absorbed in the blood. So I say use a soft toothbrush, be very gentle, and try to keep that brushing technique very easy on the teeth and the gums. Gauze works very well. Even gauze with just water on a daily basis after each time that your pet is eaten, that helps reduce the bacteria and the plaque and calculus buildup from happening. And you would think, well, how does that happen? Well, you are mechanically debriding those teeth and the gum area of that bacteria. Even adding water, quality water, to your dog's food and your cat food helps to prevent the stickiness from occurring with that bacteria being able to grow with that medium from the food debris that's left onto the teeth. So adding water will help that. And we hear these things such as, well, hard food is better for the gums and the teeth than the soft food. I would disagree with that. Hard food may help clean a little bit of the biting surface, but dogs don't really have biting surfaces. They have points on their teeth, and it does absolutely nothing to do anything as far as cleaning the teeth and preventing bacteria buildup and food debris onto the teeth. Soft food is a little stickier, but again, if it's wet, they tend to swallow a little easier and they get it off their food, off their teeth a lot quicker. And again, if you add water to both of those, you're enhancing that ability for the dogs to remove that food debris from their teeth and gums. I like raw food. And I'm certainly not suggesting you immediately start using raw food. There's a procedure, a protocol to follow to do that. But raw food has digestive enzymes, and those enzymes help, and a bunch of other enzymes that help prevent the buildup of the bacteria on the teeth and the gums. I've seen over the years in cleaning animals' teeth that the animals that ate a raw diet had a much better oral condition than the ones that ate dry food or even canned food. So diet is extremely important. Also, when you're feeding your dog species specific and your dog is eating, let's say, grain-free food the way a dog should eat, especially cats who are 100% carnivores, their immune system helps to fight off that bacteria that forms on the teeth. So by looking at the food and the diet, you're supporting the immune system, and your animal has a better oral condition as a result. So what do you do? Well, if you bring home a dog, let's say, that you've rescued, and their oral condition is really has gone downhill, I would immediately, of course, take that dog to a veterinarian and see what they thought about it. There are veterinarian services that offer non-anesthesia cleaning. They're rare. It takes a little more time, but I think it's a lot easier on the animal. Again, you don't want that bacteria to stay on the teeth. You'll see dogs wiping their ears, and that's an indication sometime that they've had gum disease. You'll see dogs that are rubbing their face and nose on the carpet or the floor or on their dog bed, and that's a sign that they're having difficulty or pain or discomfort, and you can really assume pretty quickly that they're having an issue with their teeth and their gums. Even constant ear infections, you don't know why that's happening, you could look to the ears, to the teeth and the gum condition as a source of those, possibly of those ear conditions. So, your dog may even stop eating or stop wanting to drink because of the pain of the condition of their mouth. So it is that important to take care of it. Granted, it's not an easy chore, but it's something that we have to do. I use a particular product that I spray onto their mouth after each one of their meals, and it's just amazing. In fact, I'm actually brushing my own teeth with that product now. It's a lot healthier and very effective than some of the toothpaste that I've seen. So again, I can't stress enough that the importance of having an oral condition for your animal that's healthy. Their gums should be slightly moist, they should be pink, not red. If you see a red line that is occurring at the gum line where the teeth join the gums, that's a sign of infection. If you see a swelling, that's a sign of infection. You need to address those immediately, because what will end up happening is not only will your animal have pain and discomfort, but you'll eventually have tooth loss as well, and that'll lead to chewing difficulties, which will then lead to digestive difficulties, which then leads to other systemic problems affecting both the intestines, the stomach, the liver, the kidneys, all of those. You know, dogs don't really chew their food. They can crunch, but chewing food is a result of translation. And what I mean by that, this is what a dog does, and this is what a human does. We translate. And I think a lot of us have a favorite side that we chew on, in fact. Dogs don't have that ability. So if they lose the teeth on one side, they're not switching the food over to the other side to try to chew and swallow. They're really using their teeth to tear, and then they swallow. So dogs do not chew food, neither do cats. They can crunch and then swallow. I just wanted to bring to your awareness that the importance of oral health care, not only for yourselves but for your animals, is paramount in the lives of our animals. And when we neglect that, we are neglecting our animals. And I don't know, sometimes it's not done intentionally, but it does happen, and we have to make sure that we're not allowing that to happen. I thank you for listening, and I thank PetX Talks for having me on.
We just finished listening to Dr. Ed's important topic about oral health care. And Dr. Ed, I wanted to follow up and ask you why pets are impacted so much quicker than humans when it comes to oral issues.
Well, first of all, we're kind of raised as children to go brush. I remember my parents chasing me around the house to brush, and I come from a dental family. So we kind of are instilled with that, and we kind of think of animals as being stuck in the backyard, and they eat their food and sleep and do whatever they do, and they don't need to have their teeth brushed. But in the wild, they would be chewing on sticks and chewing on raw bones and such. And that's kind of changed in the last 30 years, let's say, at least the last 20. People bring their animals into their lives, and they're part of the family. I mean, I think of my dogs as part of my family. And we don't have them chewing on sticks so much, because that's not a good thing, and we don't want to give them bones because we don't want to have problems with the slivers and so forth. You know, a good raw bone is good for them if sourced properly. Even raw chicken wings is good. Cooked, no, because they become brittle. And raw chicken wings will help clean. But what happens over here is dogs are various sizes, and humans have pretty good jaw bones all around that hold their teeth. Dogs don't. Smaller dogs have very little bone supporting their teeth, and the gums over that bone aren't plentiful either. And so when the oral condition becomes weak or ill or in bad health and the bacteria grow up, those bacteria cause inflammation and acids and just erode that teeth. You know, we worry about cavities. 5% of the dogs get cavities at tops. The pet issue is loss of teeth, gum disease, what we call periodontitis. And so you can have a dog that loses, a small dog that has this inflammation process going on in a very short time, loses their teeth because the bone structure just isn't there to hold it. A larger dog, like a German Shepherd or Collie, has a lot more bone, and it may take a lot longer for that to happen. So the size of your animal is there.
One of the things that you brought up in your PetX talk, which I think may have surprised some folks, was the use of olive leaf and grapeseed extract. Let's talk about that for a second.
Well, some people actually didn't know this. I was surprised in my lectures over the years to learn of that. But olives and grapes are toxic to dogs and cats, and we don't know why. I suspect it's fungus, but when I speak of olive leaf extract and grapeseed extract, I'm talking about extracts from the seed of the grape, not the fruit of the grape, and from the leaf of the olive. And those have medicinal capabilities. They've been put on this earth, and they're very powerful antivirals, antibacterials, and antifungal agents. And you know, I can write a prescription for any antibiotic, but I don't have one scripted antibiotic in my house. you'll open up a cabinet and you'll see grapeseed extract, olive leaf, grapefruit seed extract. You'll see oregano oil. You'll see these as my means of fighting bacterial infections. And this natural ability, you know yourself, you take an antibiotic, you've just destroyed the bacteria in your gut, which is so important to your immune system and digestion and wellness. With these types of natural antibacterial, antiviral agents, they don't have the same impact that a very strong prescription antibiotic would. And so you're not doing good and damage at the same time. And you can give this on a daily basis. You know, you can take I get the gels or the liquids, and you can take a little bit of that, put it on a gauze, and just wipe your animal's teeth off after they've eaten. It's just amazing the effect that these natural products have. Now, you want good quality natural products. You just don't want to walk in a store and say, give me the first thing you see there. You know, not all natural things are made the same.
Well, thank you so much for all the information you shared with us. We really appreciate everything you're doing in the pet world. It makes a true difference.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for joining us for this PetX Talk. For more information on Dr. Edward Sulkowski, visit ethorn.com/animal wellness. Funding for PetX Talks is provided by Pet World Media Group, your partner in all things pet media. Additional funding and considerations for PetX Talks is provided by Natura Pets. Natura Pets can help you optimize your pet's health with premium organic supplements from the Amazon and Andes Mountains. Visit naturapets.com. Dogwise Publishing, all things dog. For all of your expert dog book needs, visit dogwise.com. Found Animals, working towards big ideas that advance the safety and happiness of animals in our homes, our shelters, and everywhere in between. Visit foundanimals.org. Special thanks to Pet World Insider, taking you inside the world of pets. Visit petworldinsider.com for more expert radio interviews, articles, and videos. This has been a Pet World Media Group production.